must first believe that he what? Is, and that he is a rewarder of him that diligently seek him. It says before you can come to God, you must first believe that he what? Is. So the Bible just simply states he is, and you got to believe he is before you can even do business with him. That's why it's impossible for a so-called atheist to even know there is a God, because you got to believe he is first before you try to prove he doesn't exist. Some of you will get that next year. You see, the Bible indeed speaks of men who say in their hearts there is no God. But there in the Bible, these people are described as fools. David's conclusion in Psalm 139 verse 6 sums it up when he talks about God. David says in Psalm 139 verse 6, such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is too high. I cannot attain unto it. David says, I can't even talk about discussing God because God is too awesome for me. No wonder why the scriptures conclude only the fool can say in his heart, there is no God. Now there are people who deny his existence. Atheism consists in the absolute denial of God. They say he doesn't exist. Now some question whether there are really true atheists. But if there are such, it cannot be shown that they are earnestly seeking God or that they logically are consistent in that pursuit. Since atheists are opposed to the deepest and fundamental convictions of the race of man, then the burden of proof rests upon them. Selah. If you say there's no God, it's up to you to prove it, not for us who believe in him. So the next time you meet somebody who says there's no God, just answer them logically. Prove it. And tell them you don't believe them until they bring you proof. Life is simple when you deal with God. You see, they cannot sincerely and logically claim to be atheists unless they can establish proof that God does not exist. And the proof around us is undeniably evident. You see, to prove there is no God, you got to first go and make sure he doesn't exist. Use nature. Come prove it to me. Use your own intellect. Come prove it to me. Use the oceans and the stars. Come prove it that there's no God. Prove it. If you cannot prove it, keep your thoughts to yourself. But we don't have to worry about proving that he is here. Just look in the mirror at such a wonderful, majestic creature. Look at the awesome construction of your brain and the awesome power of your intellect. This is no salamander slime from the ocean. 6 million years that eventually became a monkey and turned out to be you. How come they haven't found a half man, half monkey yet? Atheism is a crime against society. Why? Because it destroys the only adequate foundation for morality and righteousness. A personal God who holds man personally responsible and accountable for his actions and keeping his divine law, men would like to get rid of. That's why it's dangerous to even support people who claim to be atheists, because they are literally working against your own safety. Atheism is also a crime against man. It's an attempt to tear out the heart of man and his craving for the spiritual, his hunger and thirst for the infinite. And man needs that craving to have a sense of belonging and a sense of awareness of his own value. The scriptures boldly declare, let God be true and every man a liar. But the question is, we know God is there, but who is God and what is God? And how do you describe this awesome, wonderful, powerful, omnipotent being? to attempt to answer that question, we must explore the nature of God. Because the nature reveals the true essence of a thing. Write the word nature down. This is important for us to note at this point. Everybody say nature.